Hello everyone, happy greetings. So very recently, Cover announced that they were going to shut down HoloEarth. I forgot exactly which one it is, but it's gonna go down, and to be honest with you, this doesn't surprise me too much. The only thing I am curious though is the last time I tried launching HoloEarth, it had some problems on Linux. In fact, I've even made videos in the past where I've talked about, official HoloLive games as well as Holo Indies, and I've mentioned that HoloEarth is by far the worst game to run on Linux because the requirements to get this to even work on Linux is multi-step. But the last time, it did seem like things were getting a little bit better, but then the launcher broke a little bit. It just always had problems. Now, since then, I haven't really tested this, so I am very curious to know, like, what is the current status? Now, one other thing I also did want to check is I actually want to run this under the native Wayland driver, but in order to do this, I have to add a few environmental variables. And this is where I'm not entirely sure if the entire procedure will be successful. 10.28, I think you can run the native Wayland driver, but I'm gonna move to 34. That's the latest one. And then yeah, this is the part here that's gonna be a bit of a nightmare. So firstly, we need to add this. So we put here, open up the screen, so it should be 1. All right, so the other one is, the other one is Wayland. Oh, this is for selecting the default monitor. So I think if I just simply type DP3, it should be okay, but instead of DP3, it's gonna be DP1 because DP1 is the actual monitor that I'm using to record the screen. So if it was DP3, it would be my 1440p monitor, which is not the one I'm recording on. And then, no, HDR is not necessary. This might be though. This actually might be necessary because I'm also very curious to know if my controller actually works. Because I think the last time I tried under Proton, it didn't. So we'll see about that. All right, so this is for enabling the Wayland driver. This is for selecting the default monitor, and this is for enabling STL support for my controller. So as far as I'm aware, this should be enough, but who knows? Who knows what might happen? Okay, let's click play now. Let's see what happens. This might take a while. Funny thing is, it's saying here online required. No. Yes, you definitely do need to stay connected to the internet. This is an online only game. I don't think you can play this offline at all. Okay. Okay, this is a good sign. But isn't this an older launcher though? Or maybe they haven't really updated a lot since then. Okay. 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 I hope it's not playing any copyrighted music. Okay, it's asking to sign in. That's okay. Did I use my Google or my Apple account? I don't remember. Well, whatever, we'll go to Google, it's fine. I think it's the same one anyway. Yes, continue. Thank God this is not showing up on the screen. I would have to censor a couple of things. But no, it opened on a different monitor, which is good. You can now return to the HoloEarth application. Okay. Look at that. It's running at 480. No, wait, no, for 240 FPS. But that's just because it's matching the refresh rate of my monitor. Once we actually get into the actual game, I'm sure the frame rate is gonna blow. Because that's the other thing about this game is that, and honestly, my experience with this game has always been that like it always felt like this frame rate was a little bit unstable. I don't know. It always came across as a game that's just kind of unnecessarily hard to run. But I always assumed, or at the very least, I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt and say, I am running this on Linux, so who knows? Maybe I'm kind of shooting myself here. But I did hear from other people, it does seem like this game is just hard to run in any computer in general, so I'm not guilty of that. Now, there is one problem, though. My controller does not work. My mouse does work, but then my mouse has another problem, which is Hang on. Exactly. So since I have more than one monitor, if I move to the right, my mouse cursor will then go to the other screen. Now I'm seeing here mouse mode. No, mouse mode doesn't fix the issue. Yeah, this was one of the problems I had with this game. Okay, hang on. How do I open the menu? Holophone. Inventory, shop. Where are the settings? The settings are not here. I'm not familiar with this UI. I am not at all familiar with this UI. I'm trying to click ESC, but it's not doing anything for some reason. I mean, I am familiar with these controllers for the most part. Actually, wait, the mouse cursor is not moving anymore. Oh, it's not moving to the other side. Okay. Maybe I just needed to... Maybe it was just because... Okay, now it's working. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I just needed to tap the screen in order for the peripherals to be properly locked. So I think it's fine now. My controller still doesn't work, unfortunately. And I don't really know how to fix that, if I'm being honest. Because I do remember that this was a game where... Wait a minute. If I click shift, it just walks slowly. That's funny. But yeah, like, because this was a game where... Oh, what was that stutter? What the hell was that stutter? And another stutter. I know it's not my network. Or at least I think it's not my network. Is it just compiling shaders? I am using a different Proton prefix, so... And I have updated my drivers a lot since then, so... Maybe it just needs to compile a couple of shaders. But yeah, this game doesn't seem to... Okay, this is happening a lot. It's hitching a lot. Yeah, it's hitching a lot, but like, hang on. No, that's not it. So I have to open my phone, holophone, change area. Let's go to Kyono Miyako. Sure, let's go here. Let's test the performance, because this is actually running a lot better than before. Like this was like I remember doing the main areas, like this game just, I don't know, we just go down to like 70, 80 FPS, and like sometimes it would be a little bit CPU bottleneck, but like this seems to be running pretty decently. Like it was locking to the refresh rate of my monitor without actually maximizing my GPU. That's not bad. And I think I'm running this in max graphics. Let me see. Oh, okay. Now I'm kind of familiar with this performance. This is a little bit closer to what I was experiencing. Hang on, let me see. Highest. Okay, not a lot of difference. Yeah, this is a lot closer to what I was getting. Look at the CPU utilization. 45. Okay. This is the game I remember. This is the game that I definitely remember. Look at the CPU utilization. 42%. Now again, you know, as a Linux user, I am always willing to give the benefit of the doubt and assume that, hey, maybe it's my fault. Maybe these performance issues are my fault. Maybe, you know, there's a little bit of overhead due to the translation and something needs to be ironed out. I'm willing to accept that possibility, but like, I don't know. Based on other people's feedback, it does seem like this game in general is just kind of a mess to run. So I don't think it's my fault. I like this place though. A lot of these places I actually don't recognize because it's been such a very long time since I've actually booted up. And look, I may be complaining about the CPU utilization and whatnot, and like, this is still running better than it did when I was... Like, you gotta remember, I was there doing HoloEarth since the very beginning, pretty much. Like, if you watch a lot of the videos that I made back then, like, I was there back when, you know, the lobby was just one completely empty void of space. And so I was there during the early days, and yeah, this game always had issues with optimization. But backspace, change area. Although I think I prefer just opening my phone. And so yeah, like I do think that this is a heck of a lot better. But I'm trying to see if I can find some of the demanding areas that I remember. Alternate city. Yeah, let's go to alternate city. Because, you know, I might as well just visit this place since it is apparently it's going to be the last time. So I might as well experience this before it dies. Oh my god, the hitching. The hitching. Um, yeah, these are the character originals. Because I don't recognize any of these designs. Holy god, the hitching. See, this is actually running a lot better than it did before. It is. I wasn't getting these frame rates before. Like it's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. I just wasn't getting these frame rates, so it's actually running a lot better. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Like, and honestly, this world feels a lot more enriched. You know, the more I look at it, the more it kind of saddens me that this is gonna get shut down. Because, like, you know, when I heard it was gonna get shut down, I just thought to myself, you know, this. I don't think HoloEarth was really going anywhere. Like, I think at most I heard that like there was some like live concerts that were being broadcast here, but like beyond that, it didn't really seem like this was really going anywhere. It didn't really seem like this was becoming like a big thing, a big sort of like gaming project, and so I wasn't really surprised. Although when you consider how much money they poured into this, it's a little bit. It definitely does look bad to have to shut down this when you consider how much money they invested in this. But beyond that, like the more I look at this, the more I realize, you know what, it it's a little bit sad. It's a little bit sad to see this get shut down because like this is very, this is so much more developed than the last time I was here. So I'm not gonna lie, I might feel a little bit sad. Where else can we visit? Um, were we here in the walled city of Vesta? I don't know. Maybe we weren't here. Okay, so this is interesting. For starters, the frame rate did reduce a little bit, but also, I turned down the volume on my computer because I didn't want my microphone to pick up the speakers. But now that I'm actually increasing the volume, I'm noticing there's no audio. Hang on. Options. Connected audio devices. Pulse audio output. Yeah, there's no audio at all. Hang on. Oh. Now there's audio. I think I might have reduced it at some point in the past, just because, I don't know. Maybe I was watching a YouTube video while I was playing HoloEarth or something like that. That explains why there was no audio. Yeah, this place is... yeah, the frame rate here is kinda bad. Yeah, it's not good, actually. And it's not... This seems to be a CPU bottleneck, to be honest. So wait, do I get attacked by monsters? Okay, the frame rate is bad, but I think I know why it's bad. I can drink water. What do you mean I'm soaked? Yeah, like it's just an open world and like because it has to load all of this all at once and stream all of it in real time. I'm sure it's probably putting a bit more load on the actual CPU tasks, and so that's why it's running a little bit worse than this. I do I still don't find this drop to be very ideal, to be honest. It's a pretty huge drop. Like, I mean, maybe if I were to lock it at 60 FPS, it wouldn't really come across as like poorly running or anything like that. But like this, oh wait, it dropped to 52 a little bit, but that felt more like a hitch, to be fair. Now I'm curious to know like how. Oh, now I can actually run. I'm very curious to know, how big is this world? This is a lot bigger than I thought, actually. Damn. This is really big, not gonna lie. This is really big. I'm kind of impressed, actually. No wonder it's run. No wonder it's hard to run. You are on fire. Thanks for the reminder. So, like, I have to assume that this is like an open lobby where other people can join. Oh, no, wait, this is the simulation room. So, no, I don't think I can join this with other people. Oh, well, I think I've seen enough. Let's go to... Wait, no. Let's go to return to title. Okay, so there's... Let's go with license. Speed tree. Okay. This does actually give me... No, but I think the speed tree is mostly just for, like, assets. That they... yeah, this doesn't actually mean it's the engine is based on Unity. I'm pretty sure... Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth does actually use assets from like speed tree or something like that, so I don't know if this really means a lot. Backtrace, squish. Okay, there's so much to scroll through. Did I just open the... Yeah, I opened the website. Okay, there's just way too much to scroll through. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'll Google what the engine is. But anyway, I think that's all. I think I was able to prove that this game does work on Linux a lot better than it did before. I guess the only issue is that my controller didn't seem to work, but I don't know. Maybe with some additional tinkering, I would have been able to get it to work. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this. The game might be shutting down, but at least it's nice to know that, you know, up until the very end, this did at least work on Linux. That's more that I can say about a lot of games. So, yeah, that's all I have to share.